Welcome everyone, welcome to Frontiers channel, and I'm here with Paul.
Hello.
And I'm Arthur, I'm lead community manager here at Frontier, and we're going to be showing you all some first gameplay footage or some gameplay, not footage, we're actually going to play it, of Warhammer 40,000 Chaos Gate Daemonhunters. So Paul, are you excited? I'm excited.
I'm excited.
Chat's excited. So Paul, before we get into it, Tina says a bit about the game. What sort of game is it?
So this Warhammer 40,000 Chaos Gate Daemonhunters, a very nice short title, is a fast-paced, turn-based strategy RPG set in the grim darkness of the 41st Millennium. You'll be taking command of a bunch of Grey Knights aboard the strike cruiser, the Baleful Edict. And after, I'm not going to give too much about the story away, but after a sort of a bit of a struggle early on, you arrive in the Terre sector, and immediately contacted by the Inquisition because something is not quite right.
Okay, well, I'll stop you there because you give too much away. But the game does feature an incredible story by Aaron Dembski-Bowden, so we don't want to give too much away, which we've said. So before we get into the nitty-gritty gameplay, I know you're all keen to see the game in action. We have actually got some extra treats which Paul has organised for you, which is the Twitch drops, Paul. So do you want to just talk about the Twitch drops and how they work?
So if you're watching live on twitch.tv Frontier Developments, you can start to earn drops, which will be items that you can earn in-game and equip with your Grey Knights. They will unlock sequentially throughout the whole campaign. So you can, within 30 minutes of watching, you can unlock Ektar's Brand, which is a unique look for the Nemesis Force Sword. And after an additional 45 minutes, you can unlock Ektar's Blades, which will be the Falchions, which have also got a different design to the standard things. And as you watch throughout the whole of our campaign, up to and including the launch live stream on 5th of May, when the game is available, you can unlock different ones. All you have to do is watch. One thing you do have to do, though, is when you get a message to say you have unlocked an item, you need to claim it. That will then start the timer for the next item. That's
super important. You must remember to claim your items as you unlock them. So after 30 minutes, you should start seeing the first unlock. Or sorry, 30 minutes for the first one.
30 minutes for the first unlock.
So make sure you claim it, and then the time will start for your second unlock. And as a few people have asked in chat saying, like, well, the stream's only an hour and a half, how do we earn them all? It's across the whole campaign. So we've got a series of streams for you all, and obviously if you watch intently, as I'm sure you will, by the end of the last stream or the last stream of the launch campaign on the launch day, May the 5th, you should have earned all of them.
You should. If you've made it all the way through to the launch stream and have unlocked all of it, you should unlock the Test of Faith, which, if Zach can put that up, which is one of the items you can give to the Purgator, which is a nice, deadly heavy cannon. Now these are, whilst they do look different from the standard weapons in game, they are comparable in terms of stats. So if you miss out, don't worry, you're not sort of losing a huge...
and I'm sure we'll find a way to bring them around again. Anyways, so that's...
One very quick thing. In order to redeem them, make sure you have connected your Twitch and your Steam accounts at twitch.frontierstore.net. You'll need to create a Frontier account to connect it, but you don't need a Frontier account to play Warhammer 40,000 Chaos Gate Daemonhunters. It's just so you can connect the drops and your Twitch accounts.
Cool. All right. Excellent stuff. So we're going to move into the game. We should just go in now, should we chat? Before we do, quick question. If everyone has a favourite chapter, please put it in the chat right now. I'm interested to see who they are, who your favourite chapter is, and why it's not the Space Wolves. But I'm curious to see who you are. I know Valoric's in there, and I know it'll be Rogal Dawn's Yellow Mob. But let's just see who they can be. Blood Angels, Death Watch. Death Watch a chapter?
Yeah, Death Watch are technically a chapter.
Technically the amalgamation, right? Alpha Legion. Okay, there's a lot of traitors in here.
Heresy.
Okay, Black Templars for sure. Space Wolves, yes. Ultramarines. Okay.
Any Dark Angels love in there?
Any Dark? Yeah, there's just a Dark Angels there. Just come in. Lunar Wolves. Okay, so that's way back before they became the Sons of Horus, right? Cool. Night Lords are dope though. Scary. 1,000 Suns. Okay, cool. Salamanders. Imperial Fists. There they are. So Night Lords for Rust, Your Father. Yes. A lot of love for the Space Wolves, which are, of course, the greatest chapter in the history of 40.
Not that you're biased.
Not at all.
In
Not
any
at
way,
all.
shape, or form.
Okay, right. So that's enough of us talking. I'm sure we want to see the game. So Zach, can we switch over to some of the gameplay? Okay, so here we go. So we're going to start the game and go through. We'll do a couple of missions if we can. So it'll be the same mission, but and two separate settings, right? So one's going to be like a Foundry world, and one will be I'm not sure what the second setting is, but if we get through it, we'll show you two different settings. But this is the kind of like your base of operations. This is the Baleful Edict, so this is a strike cruiser which will be based on. One of the things you'll notice straight away is it doesn't look like it's in the best of conditions here. It's just a little bit beaten up. I'm not going to go into too many details on this stream about how you go about repairing the Baleful Edict, because that's another layer of strategy that we'll discuss in a separate stream. But part of the game has you repairing and upgrading this strike cruiser based around how you're going to play this game and what you think is the most beneficial to your strike force. So here we are. We're above Zentra, in the Zentra system, to be more specific, Zentra 4. And we have a mission over here which is seeding the bloom. On the right hand side there you can see what our mission is. So
this is an early on in the game mission where we're being sent to essentially remove or recover seeds of the bloom. The bloom is the plague that Nurgle, which is the antagonist you'll be facing, has started to sort of seed into the Titair sector and slowly but surely corrupting it. And you're currently at this point trying to investigate what's going on largely.
Yeah. So there's lots to go on. There's a lot of information on screen right now, and we're not going to go through everything in this particular stream. So don't panic. We will cover it later on in more detail, because you can see here stuff about the servitors and the rewards and stuff like that. And glorious deeds, which we'll touch on lightly in a moment. The units you can detected up there, and how you can go about having more information on that. There's lots of tabs at the bottom here, so Paul, if you want to scroll over some of those tabs at the bottom, you can see different parts of the ship you can go towards. The star map, there's the armory and stratagem, the name is right, the manufactorum and the Librius Malleus, if I pronounced that correctly. But we're touching all of those later on, but today we're just going to show you some gameplay and some different ways of playing. Paul's going to take a mission in your unique style, and then I'll take a mission in my unique style. Okay, so we've got a mission, so let's click on the start mission and go to our next screen, which talks about these glorious deeds, which you can partake in. So, Paul, do you want to explain a little bit about how these work? So,
glorious deeds, these are sort of essentially extra challenges that you can have. You make a choice whether you're going to accept or not at the beginning of a mission. And the idea is that these are risk versus reward. They will give you, as you can see here on the screen, this will give us +3 requisition. But if we fail to complete the challenge, it will remove a requisition from us. Requisition is the sort of the resource for gaining new weapons, new armor, and also for gaining new Grey Knights.
Yes.
So it's definitely beneficial to have if you're willing to take the risk.
Yep.
So in this case, what it wants us to do is win a mission without using any willpower. Now, that is doable. It's challenging, but it's doable. But that doesn't let us show off all the wangy powers.
The cool stuff that you're going to be doing in this. So
we're gonna skip that.
Not that we're scared.
Not that we're scared.
Not scared. We're Grey Knights. We don't get scared. Okay, so we're gonna leave that for now, and then we move on to this. So here we are. Here's a first look at some of the Grey Knights, and I think you'll find they look pretty tasty.
They look pretty.
And they are all rocking the stuff you can earn, right? The Twitch drops.
They are rocking the. I'm using the term now as well. Rocking.
Sorry.
They're using the items that you can unlock from Twitch drops. So our friend Elham Iolanthus on the left of the Justicar is wielding Ektar's hammer.
There you go.
And you can see Voldrid Storm there is repping the falchions, which you should be able to unlock today if you remember to claim and start the timer.
Cool. And I know we discussed this before the stream, but they look like they're wrapped with obviously this parchment and stuff. Now, I'm fairly certain, I'm going back in my heresy sort of novels, and I'm sure there'll be more experts in chat that will know more than me on this, but they look like Oaths of Moment. I know Space Marines they do Oaths of Moment where they say, look, this is what we're going to do in battle, and hold me to it, and that looks like these weapons are wrapped in these sort of parchments. It's really cool to see this put in. So this will be before we go into the mission, here's our squad. So each one of these Grey Knights has a particular role. We have a Justicar, a Purgator, an Interceptor, and an Apothecary. So we're going to take a look at each one briefly.
I love that you struggle to say apothecary every single time.
So we'll look at each class briefly. They have a very distinct role. when you do a mission, you don't have to go with one of each. You can go with multiples. You can go with a whole squad if you want to of one particular class. If you want to do a whole squad of apothecaries, then by all means, that's up to you. I mean,
everybody's healthy. Just
everyone's going to be great on that mission, I'm sure. But let's have a look at our Justicar, who's kind of like our up close and personal tank.
Yeah.
So here we go. So Paul, do you want to talk us through this screen?
Yeah. So this is your character setup for your Grey Knight. Here you can see all the stuff down on the left indicator you can do. You can change their loadout, and I'll show you that bit in a second. You can change their abilities. So part of the customizing process with your characters is you can choose what skills and things they have, and that allows you, even if you've got like say 3 Justicars, you can make each of them different by choosing different skills.
And that's really important to bear in mind. So very much like the weapons you'll unlock as you go along, sort of mastercrafted armor, which we'll talk about in later streams. The weapons, even like you can do via Twitch drops, you're unlocking one weapon. So like if you unlock this particular Ektar's brand, that's one sword. So you can't equip that to every Grey Knight. So only one knight will have that sword. So as the game progresses, you will find that each one of your Grey Knights becomes a very distinct character with a very distinct skill set and a very distinct role to play within your squad. And then how those squads sort of come together and the tactics you use with them is kind of like the meta of the game. So there's a lot to this to bear in mind as you go into a lot to cover and a lot of streams. Bear with us, we'll go through as much as we can, but I'm very much looking forward to enjoying when you get your hands on it, sort of the build you come up with and the squad composition you go with. So should we take a look at the loadout?
Let's look at the loadout. So this is a Justicar who's focused on melee, so we're going to look at the melee options for him. So as you can see, you've got all the options down there. We'll go for melee. Now we can choose a variety of options available. You've got the Force Sword, and each of these weapons, by the way, it's not a case of one is better than the others. They each have a different kind of focus. So the Force Sword, for example, has an automatic chance to parry a melee attack. The Halberd has
automatic chance to strike.
That's it. Thank you. My brain had turned off.
Don't worry, I'm here for these sort of things, Paul.
The Falchions have an increased critical chance. The Demon Hammer.
It basically just hits really
It
hard.
does, yeah. It just really hurts.
Yeah.
And the Warding Stave has the chance to turn on your. So as a Grey Knight, you have an ability known as the Aegis Shield, which is where you basically channel your willpower to give yourself additional defense. So it lets you absorb more damage for a little bit, and the Warding Staff will make that an automatic chance. 2 on here, this Justicar can't equip, are the Crozius Arcanum, which is specific to the advanced class of Chaplain.
More on that later.
Yeah. And the Narfesium, which is the incredibly safe-looking medical tool wielded by the apothecaries of the Astartes.
Yeah, it definitely looks safe, Paul.
Yeah. I can't see any malpractice things.
But we're going to have a look at the hammer, right? Let's look at the hammer.
Let's look at the hammer. So at the moment, this one is equipped with Ektar's Wrath, which is the one of the drops you can earn by watching the streams. We can equip it with a standard weapon, or we could equip it with the Destroyer of Chrysalix, which is one of the relics of Titan that you can unlock if you pre-order Warhammer 40,000 Chaos Gate Daemonhunters before May 5th, which is when it launches.
Yeah, but you can see here, and again, this is what I was talking about before, that's one of each of these weapons. So you couldn't equip this hammer for every single Grey Knight that could wield it.
You must choose, but choose wisely.
Choose wisely, yes. So we're going to stick with what we have here. We want to go too flashy.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to... Don't give yourself too much of a chance, Paul. All right, so that's cool. So that's a brief look at some of the melee weapons. And again, there's lots more to go into that in the main game. He is, of course, equipped with a ranged weapon as well. Like all Grey Knights, he does have a
Storm Bolter.
Storm Bolter, which is it's not a small weapon. It just does a lot of damage. And again, you can also get sort of mastercrafted version of these weapons to unlock for your Grey Knights.
Yeah, you can unlock new ones. The Storm Bolter is very good for shooting a cultist in the face.
So there's a brief look at our Justicar. So let's have a look at...
Should we look at his character? Have a look at customization?
All right then. I was going to save it to the end, but we'll do it now. So one of the other things about making these Grey Knights individual characters, of course, is being able to customise them. So because you'll fall in love with these characters, and they have their own sort of story and legacy as they go through it for your own playthroughs. They'll be unique to yourself. So lots of stuff can be customised here. Obviously, the given name, we can change the given name. So I think we agreed we'd do one of each of us on each playthrough, didn't we?
I thought we said we would do yours in mine and then me in yours, so you can get revenge.
No, I trust you implicitly, Paul. So let's have a look at our Grey Knight first of all. So let's change the name. So I'll be this one, shall I?
You want to be this one, do you?
Sure. Okay. I mean, why not? The very imperial name of Arth. Arf.
Do you want to stick with Islanthus, or do you want to pick a different name?
Islanthus is fine. That's fine. It said it's fine. It doesn't matter.
I didn't mean to click, but that's your name now.
That's fine. Let's rotate so we can have a better look at my majestic appearance. There we go. Okay, cool. So you can change your crest and stuff. So those of you that play the tabletop game or have your own little sort of armies, you can try and get your crest to match. We can adopt a hair colour, a skin colour. But let's have a look at the head option, Paul. So there we go. You can have them helmeted, and each of the helmets, I think, reflect the class they are as well. So you'll see us later on. Some of the for instance, the Apothecary has a unique helmet, as does the Interceptor. That's very much my face. That's very much a bit. Yeah, I'll have that. That'll do me. And I'm glad you picked the bionic eye. I normally have a bionic on my face for whatever reason, but there's lots of stuff here to mess around with. We just pick some. Go wild, Paul. Have a quick look at some of this stuff.
Just going to spam things.
And you'll see the loincloth and the lettering, that will be unlocked later on with the more advanced classes and stuff like that. And again, there's the voice. Now, I don't really have a lot of game sound, so I can't pick through the voice, but there are some great voices in here for our Grey Knights. But you can see that you can have a very customised squad, not just in their skill tree, their weapon sets, but also how they look. So cool, I'm happy with me. I'm in the squad, so that's great. Let's go back there and have a look at somebody else. So next up is our Purgator. So this is our ranged specialist.
Yes, the heavy range sort of specialist. They have access to a variety of heavier weapons that other Grey Knights don't have, including the Silencer and the Psy Cannon.
You seem very happy about those, Paul.
They're fun. They're fun.
Okay, so here we go. Let's have a look at. Shall we have a look at the abilities on this individual
Sure,
first?
I mean,
so this will give you a first look at the skill tree. Now again, this stream will not go into too much detail about the skill tree, but you can see here it's quite in depth. So Paul, do you want to talk us through this?
Yeah. So this one has been focused on essentially the psychic version of targeting. So they can channel things into the astral aim attack, and they can also they've got increased armor gaining from sort of the cybolts, and you can choose how you want your Grey Knight to be with a variety of different options. For example, if I go here, you can see you could give this Purgator the ability to unleash the Emperor's light and shine brightness upon the world, or you could just focus entirely on guns to have more shooty fun times.
So how this works is basically every time your Grey Knight is promoted, you're given 2 skill points to spend as you see fit. So you can obviously go off in multiple branches if you want, or you can focus in one particular area. And the other thing you'll notice as we play through this, when you look at the barracks, is you'll be able to very clearly see how close each Grey Knight is to becoming promoted to or getting experience. So you'll see how close they are. And again, this will affect whether you want to take them on another mission to get them across that line. If they're wounded, do you risk it, etc., etc. And then your builds will be tailor-made to like, what do you want this particular Purgator to be great at? So yeah, that's cool. Let's have a look at some of the loadout stuff.
So as I mentioned before, they have access to ranged weapons. Now, because he's using a two-handed ranged weapon, they don't have access to things like the Force Sword or the hammers or things like that. But they can still handle things in melee range because it's a Grey Knight, they're in power armor, they just punch things in the face.
Yep.
But their main focus is on ranged stuff.
Yeah, so let's have a look at some of these ranged guns that we have here.
So they have access to the standard Stormbolter. Every Grey Knight can use the Stormbolter. Those are the wrist-mounted, basically hand cannons. Really, are they a railgun?
Yeah. Well, not but they do a lot of damage. They're
super deadly, and the Grey Knights have a very special version. They have access to a Psy Cannon, which is the one that this one is currently wielding. The Psy Cannon advantage is it can unleash a what's called a Psychic Purge, which I'm going to show you later because it's currently my favourite ability, but it's sort of very useful. You've got the Silencer, which is another long-range psychically channeled weapon. That one has a thing called Scattershot, where you can basically do a sort of Gatling gun style, with hand gestures, attack through waves of enemies. And then you've got the Incinerator, which is, as the name indicates, a flamethrower.
Yeah, we do like to burn the heretic. Yeah. We do like to purge with flames, so that's good. So again, these are you can get Mastercraft versions of all of this sort of stuff, and they're unique to each of the Grey Knights. That you can't have it's one weapon you're unlocking. I keep stressing that enough because it's really important to say it's just one of those weapons you're getting. Not
and that's why requisition is an important sort of resource for you to focus on, because you will have to choose where that gets used. Do you choose it for a new ranged weapon? Do you choose it for a new melee weapon? Do you go for new armor? Or do you go, no, I've let all of my Grey Knights get wounded in battle, I need a new one?
Yeah, and again, there's other stuff we'll touch on, which is, you see on the right-hand side here, you've got some war gear, so we have the frag grenade, which is very much the run seal of all games. It does exactly what it says on the tin. But there's something important about the frag grenade, which is really important, which is the damage is obviously important, but the knockback is super important in Daemonhunters, because there's a lot of verticality in this game, and you'll see this certainly on the maps we're playing, where you can be on bridges and stuff that can be destroyed, you can be on ledges, you can be knocked off ledges, there's full damage, you can fall to your doom.
But so can enemies.
So can enemies. So grenades are very, very useful for moving enemies either out of cover or off the map. So hopefully we'll be able to show some of that later on.
Bang, and the cultist is gone.
Yeah, perfect. So then we've got...
well, should we name this one as well? Pick a new name.
You can pick a name for this one if you want. Does anybody in chat want to have a name?
Give me a name from chat.
I'll give you a name from chat. That's the first thing I've seen, and it says Judge Fred. So I don't know if you're able to fit that in.
And will that fit?
You've got
I put Judge and Fred because I can type good. Okay, I can't put space, but there we go. Judge Fred.
Okay, cool. That'll do. Rename.
Which is an appropriate name for a purgator, let's be honest.
Judge Fred, surname Thrul. Okay, perfect.
Thule.
Okay. Thule. There's no R, is there? Okay, back. Okay, let's have a little look. See. Let's have a look at one more class, shall we? Should we look at... Well, yes, I'll have both of them, but... The Interceptor is my favourite class at the moment. Well, I said this last time. It's that and the Justicar. But the Justicar I like because of my playthrough. My Justicar's got the hammer and Terminator armour and just is an absolute animal. But the Interceptor is great because you'll see this in this playthrough. They have the ability to teleport around the map, which is really cool, within range, not just everywhere. They have a range to it. But they can also do teleport strike, which is really useful for groups of enemies and individuals that are like maybe have your Grey Knights pinned with Overwatch. They can teleport behind them and strike them, or if there's a group of enemies, they can sort of teleport into the midst of them and do like a ranged, an area strike and affect them all. They're a really cool unit.
Share some of their abilities in that regard.
You could have a look at some of the abilities. Paul, you can talk through some of this. I don't want to go into too much detail because we'll do this in another stream. But
so just to give you an example, this particular Interceptor has been themed around the teleportability. So they've got the ability to teleport. They can also swap place with allies, and the particular note is they have the teleport strike, which means that they can... I'll show you it in the actual mission, assuming I get the option, but you can basically pick a bunch of enemies, teleport next to them, and immediately do damage. Yep. It's very entertaining.
Just to answer a couple of questions from chat, I can see all chats, I think, with the app I'm using now, so I can see YouTube, I can see all things, I can see YouTube, I can see Twitch, I can't see anywhere else, but that's the two chats that I can see at the moment. So there we go. And the last class we'll have a quick look at is the Apothecary, which is the medic. Yeah.
Oh, do you want to quickly grab a name for this one?
Oh, we can grab a name. If everybody wants to quickly put your name in you want, just pick a me and I'll have a quick look down. Whoever's name I see first will go in there for the Interceptor. I've seen one there. Oh, it's gone. I think it said Cypher.
Cypher. Is that with a CY?
I would imagine it's the 40k version of Cypher. So good guy or bad guy, chat. Cypher. I don't know. The Archangels, good guys, bad guys.
Have I spelled that correctly?
It'll do. They all know it's for them, Paul, I guess. So there we go. We have Cypher. Dark Angels, definitely not friends of the Space Wolves. Right, okay. And then the last up, we have the Apothecary. So this is, for those of you that can't speak Warhammerese, I call them the medic. So there you can see there with the very hygienic medical tool there on their right arm. I mean,
the Nuffium is we joke about these things, but it's ideal for a Grey Knight who's trapped inside, not trapped, but inside several layers of heavy power armor. So you need something that can let them fix it quite quick. And what fixes power armor quicker than a giant drill and a chainsaw?
Than a giant drill and a chainsaw. I mean, again, I'm talking. I mean, I do enjoy the 40k, the 40k lore and stuff. I read a lot of the books, and for those of you who don't know what a Space Marine is, I guess I should probably do my best to butcher my explanation of what these are. So imagine they're sort of superhumans. Okay, so I think the average Space Marine out of armor, and there's lots of experts in chat who'll get this right, I think is about 7 foot tall. In armor is about 9 foot tall. They have a fused chest, 2 hearts. They don't feel they can like drink poison. They don't show fear. They are incredibly tough hombres, so that looks like a standard. For them, that drill bit, which was probably the size of you or I, Paul, for them is essentially just a needle.
I suppose at this point we should also properly explain the Grey Knights a bit more as well.
Yeah, I mean, do you want to take this one, or I can?
I can do that. So I should have done this at the beginning, but there we go. Grey Knight. So Space Marines are essentially the chosen of the Imperium. They're the big, strong sort of warriors that everyone recognises and strike fear into the heart of the enemies of the Imperium. But the Grey Knights are sort of a little bit different. They're kind of a secretive special chapter that was largely chosen by the Emperor himself, and they have one specific mission, which is to wipe out and destroy the demonic corruption of chaos. They are incorruptible to the powers of chaos. So, as much as the dark gods can whisper in their ears all the promises and things, the Grey Knights go, nope, not listening. And they have been specifically trained and augmented so that they can utilise the sort of psychic power of the warp. The warp is the realm from which chaos and demons come from, and they can sort of channel that into their weapons, which they call the Nemesis Force weapons. So you've got the Nemesis Force sword, Nemesis Force hammer, and they can use those to strike at demons for more damage. Because if you're hitting a demon, it's like hitting Superman with kryptonite. It's not used to it. It hurts more.
So you go. That's a very abridged version of it, and there's lots of people talking about who's created the Grey Knights at the start. Malcador was, I think, he did pick the originals on the behest of the Emperor, etc., etc. Malcador, Sigilite, but there's lots of history to go into. We don't have time for that on the stream. We'll do our best to abridge it.
It's a good read. It's difficult to try and narrow down into a very brief bit of chat, but the Warhammer lore is fantastic. The Horus Heresy book series
is a great
fantastic read.
Long read.
Right. But it's still going, I believe. But yeah.
Okay, so we've had a look at our 4 different classes. So I guess we're ready to go into the. I need a name from the chat. Yes, can I have one last name from chat? One last name from chat, please.
Otherwise, I'm calling them Dave.
I did see someone say Bob, which
Bob.
I appreciated from my Blackadder days.
Bob.
His nickname Sir Hills a lot. That is brilliant.
I can try and fit that in.
Someone's put Bones, which
Bones.
I like Bones.
Hey,
I like Bones because there's a Star Trek reference for me in there.
Damn it, Jim! I'm a space marine.
Not a surgeon. Right. Okay. All right. Excellent stuff. So, chat, we're ready to go into our first playthrough, our first mission. Here we go. There's our squad.
Let's do this.
Do it. Let's go. All right. So we're now off to our first mission. So remember, we're going down to the planet surface. There'll be a bit of talky at the start. I'll try and talk over it. We're going to try and collect a seed from one of the enemies of
Well, we're aiming to destroy the seeds rather than necessarily collect it. We want to collect it, but destroying it is our primary goal. I'll explain that in a bit.
Okay.
One thing to just remember, this is a development build. It's not quite the launch build you're playing, so there might be sometimes occasional things that aren't quite in the final build, but just that heads up.
Yep, you'll see it on screen. Here we go.
Our target appears to be the heart of a hive world dockyard. Is it possible our prognosticators were mistaken?
Have some faith, Purifier. What better place is there than a busy transport hub to spread a mass infection?
You may have a point, Inquisitor. Brothers, seek for signs of the bloom and destroy any obstacle you find.
Commander, your brethren must recover one of these seeds from a living host. I have trained your warriors to focus their senses. If they perform a precision strike in hand-to-hand combat, they should be able to locate and extract any seed present within the foe.
There we go. So our actual goal is, Paul was right there, eliminate all seed carriers. But Vikir wants us to retrieve one so she can study it. Now, again, this comes down to your play style. If you recover the seed, which we'll try to do.
We'll try to, but my play style is...
it's different. Then obviously you can add that to your research, and then research will ultimately benefit your playthrough.
Yeah.
If you don't want to do that, you don't have to do that, but again, it might hinder you later on. So here we are. We're on our first map. So Paul, over to you. Let's have a look through our basic interface. We've got a lot on screen here. You have your knights. And who's first? Oh, it's me.
Hey, let's just frame over the side.
Oh, brilliant. Okay, right. So you can see here. So you've got each Grey Knight has 3 action points to start with. So When you move your icon across, you'll see there's little boundaries, little light blue boundaries, and as you pass each one, it shows you how many action points you're going to be spending or have left rather when you've reached that destination. So if we just move within this boundary, you can see it outline, we'll have 2 left, and if we go beyond that line, so just above it, just outside, there we go, we have 1 left, and if we go even further than that, we'll have no action points left. So you can run them straight on ahead, but who knows what lays ahead for the Grey Knights. So you have to play tactically. You'll see their little shield that appeared when we go to cover. Half cover denotes exactly what it is. There's a half shield, it's a slight benefit to your armour. Whereas full cover obviously means you have the most amount of benefit of that cover. You'll also notice these little icons that are swirling. That shows you notable parts of the environment which can go boom.
Yes, this is an explosive crate. If I were to shoot that, it would explode and I would laugh like a maniacal person.
But we're the good guys, remember, Paul?
Yes, we are the good guys.
So I'll let you go first. So Paul, this is your playstyle, so you now have your Justicar.
I'm going to move them straight here.
Okay.
Just charge forth.
I mean...
Foes are near, be wary, my brothers.
Ooh, there are enemies nearby. I am shocked and surprised by this news.
So there we go. So that is on their. I guess it's the ore specs. They're picking that up. I'm going to call it the ore specs and say that they've got. There's something over there's happening. So we've got a rough idea where the enemy might be. And so Paul's just bringing his squad up. One thing to note, in the middle of the screen at the top there.
Which will be back in a second because I clicked it as soon as you started talking about it.
It's the warp surge indicator. It tells you how the risk of a warp surge, and we'll probably see one of these in the mission playthrough. Paul, do you want to talk us through a warp surge as you move the squad up?
What a warp surge is that Nurgle is obviously trying to corrupt worlds with the bloom, and this increases the look, the enemy's doing a move. This increases the demonic chaos power and presence in these places. And that means that the reality essentially starts to change, to warp, and various things will happen. And these things are random, so we will be as surprised as you will be when they happen.
Yep.
And they can be from a variety of things. And they will also change depending on the bloom strain. But they can go things from like mutating enemies, so they have higher resistance. They can create pools of plague,
bile and stuff to hinder your squad.
Or they can summon the dead. There's a variety of things.
It's never good. It's never good. Okay, right. So we've moved. So Paul's up next. So this is Cypher. Cypher was our interceptor.
Yep, so I'm going to move them there.
Not yet.
Aha.
Aha!
Relent until you found me another seed.
We have found some chaos.
Right. So there we go. So Hunkered obviously is giving extra benefits for those enemy units that are behind cover. So Paul, what are you going to do? I'm going to try very hard not to side seat tactic here. One of the things, just whilst you're there, actually, Paul, you can see if you move that Grey Knight there, those lines indicate just where your cursor was, just in that dot. Yeah, those lines will indicate exactly how many of the units that Grey Knight will be able to see, target, and shoot. One thing to remember about Daemonhunters and Grey Knights in particular is they know exactly what they're going to be shooting at, and so they will be able to tell you as Force Commander what they're going to be able to hit and how much damage they're going to do. So you'll always know what you'll be doing when you're doing it. So like if we move there, it will tell us that the damage indicators we'll have, etc., etc. You'll never not have the knowledge to make an informed decision. I've given you that segue, Paul, for you to make a perfectly informed decision as to where you want to place Cypher from chat.
Now, if I was a careful and strategic and tactical player, I would be positioning my Grey Knight into a safe location, into a place where they can sort of strike from cover and be okay. But I want to show off the special things that this game does, so I'm going to move here.
Right.
And now, is it in range? Oh, it is. See this barrel here?
Yep.
I'm going to shoot this barrel. And this barrel is going to explode.
I mean, it's great you did that, but, you know, I personally would have gone another route, but this is your playthrough.
Well, I can also go this route.
This is one thing to point out. So, the other thing to remember, shooting does not end your turn. So you have your 3 action points. Your turn for that Grey Knight only ends when you've spent all 3 action points. Yeah. So you can move, shoot, move again. You can shoot, move. How you spend your action points is up to you. So that's one thing to bear in mind. So
do you think here I should go for logic and take out a bunch of people, or should I go for fun?
Well, I don't know, because I think if you position this grenade correctly, you could knock a few of those off the bridge.
Okay.
You could definitely knock the one on the right off the bridge, but I'm just think.
Let's do this one for the Emperor.
Cypher, this could be a very short playthrough for your Grey Knights. Oh, one's dead. Two have moved forward a bit further forward. That's fine. That's all right. We still have Judge Fred.
I am the door. Just out of range.
It's all right. We can move forward. Still have one. Oh, I know what you're going to do. So there we go. So this before.
I won't hit him. Oh,
Yeah. So there we go. So this will tell you once you select a target to attack, you can spend a will point if you wish to do a sort of a specialised attack, right? So you can just normally shoot them, or you can do Psychic Onslaught.
Yeah. So what Psychic Onslaught will do, and hopefully I'll get the chance to show you in a bit. But instead of just targeting this one enemy with a single unit targeting, it will create a sort of sphere of doom, and anything caught in that would be blasted by psychic powers. There's no point in me doing that because it's just out of reach. So instead, I'm going to shoot him in the face with my Psychoman. I think he's going to be okay.
I think he's not going to be okay, Paul. I think he's definitely going to be dead. Okay, so we're left with 2 units and 2 Grey Knights remaining.
So we're going to charge at that one with our hammer.
This is
I don't need to actually. It's going to be.
I think that'd be enough. Just to don't. I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to come storming in. Also dead, leaving us with 1 heretic to deal with, Paul.
It is
And the question is. Now, the other good thing about the Apothecary is they're not governed by the Hippocratic Oath.
No.
They will quite happily kill everything.
Now I can't hit this, but if I do target it, I can theoretically remove the thing blocking it, the thing safe its cover.
I must say nothing, Paul. You must make this decision on your own. What do you think, Jack? Do we destroy the cover, or do we? What else? Yeah, I see. So this is Overwatch, right? So any unit, if you're not familiar with what Overwatch does, any unit that moves within this sphere will be targeted and fired upon by the Grey Knights. Ably demonstrated there.
He shot me back. He's not allowed to do that. Oh, copycat.
So here we go. So he's also set an Overwatch up, and we can see that there's still some targets for us to investigate, and the bloom is rising, so we have 30% chance of a warp surge.
It's worth pointing out that none of these enemies are seed carriers, so Bakir is not going to tell me off if I don't collect any seeds from them.
No. So one thing you notice here, if you like the enemy, if your Grey Knight moves within that cone of that red cone, then they will be again shot at by the enemy. But what you can do is you can actually you don't have to move in one direct line, so you can click and click again to create a sort of waypoint for your Grey Knights to follow, which Paul's looking at there. But I think that we'll be able to strike from there.
I won't be able to strike, but then if they move.
I see what you're going to do.
Brothers!
Clever, Paul.
I'm not just pretty face.
Right.
Okay, if I move there, you see, it'll tell you if you're going to be in the damage range.
Yep.
So if I move, I should be in range to shoot him in the face. I am in range to shoot him in the face.
I mean, you shot his head off and his torso off, so he's definitely dead.
I mean, I think he'll pull through. But obviously, Grey Knights are super skilled warriors, so you'll notice that despite standing behind him, I didn't shoot my friend because they're too skilled for that. So your psychic abilities and things won't target your allies. Things like grenades or environmental destructions, that can include them because that's not you in command. Right, let's move these forward.
So the chat says they think you'll pull through on this one, so I do like a good pun.
I will slowly clap.
One thing I'm looking at here is Paul is slowly, and you'll notice this, chat, that he's slowly stretching his squad out. Now this will either go one of 2 ways for Paul. This will either be a great, speedy attack, or could leave half his squad behind, making sandwiches.
Just because things went very badly in our rehearsal stream.
You still won.
I did, yeah, and that's the important part. I don't need to, but I'm going to turn the Aegis Shield on because I don't want to do anything more. with
Okay.
the character. So that increases their defensive ability. So if an enemy was now to target them, it wouldn't hurt as much. And I can then just start moving them forward.
Okay, so it's moving up. I do like the map design in this. I like how they've sort of nailed that 40k aesthetic. I like. There's been lots of models and stuff that people play at tables that you'll recognise straight away. I mean, I think it's fair to say all the models in the game are taken from figures and stuff. I mean, Complex Game have done such a good job with this. And what I was really excited about was because you get a model, and you can paint it and you can look at it, and in your mind you imagine it moving. But those models actually moving. It's really cool what they've done. Really, really cool. And they move like how I'd imagine like a Grey Knight or a Space Marine would move.
Yeah.
Like they have a weight to them, but so agile still. So that's really cool.
Okay. I'm going to be arguably foolish and just charge straight in.
It's up to Paul. It's your playthrough. I mean, no one's judging you apart from all the people in chat, and we definitely know there's an enemy squad up here. So
Yeah, that's why I'm charging through. Now we know who they are and what they are.
great, good, strong tactic. They're hunkered. And this guy looks Overwatch. Yeah.
Probably should explain a little bit about what these enemies can do. So these cultists, they've got kind of 4 attacks. They can shoot you, they can punch you, they can use Overwatch, or they can throw one of 2 grenades. So that's 5 attacks, not 4 attacks.
That shooting Overwatch is the same one.
One of which will sort of pin you in place, and another is a timed explosive, which was if you don't get out of the way in the next turn, you're going to take a lot of damage.
So you still have. You still got action points.
Yes, because so when you see the enemy, they essentially get a chance to have a kind of surprise response. So they will move and replace themselves. But that also stops your movement because it would be unfair to you to have gone, I charge forward, oh, now I'm in the middle of them and I get stabbed in the face.
That's an eloquent way of putting it, Paul. Yes. So what are you going to do? You've got some action points to spend. There's 2 of these guys on Overwatch. They're pretty exposed. Oh, I see. Yes. So. How much damage can you do, Paul?
Well, first things first, do any of these have seeds?
No.
No, none of them have seeds. Good. So, there we go.
Oh, you're going to be in a... you're going to cross through a cone there.
Yeah, I'm just in range.
You could get into cover, though, right? Could you get in cover?
I mean, I can, but it's just not my place.
I'm not saying it just because it's my character, and the last playthrough you nearly got me absolutely annihilated. Can you push that grenade any further back? Like, can you get all 3 of them? Ooh, I reckon you might be able to squeeze that. Is there a way of getting all 3? There is. There's definitely a way.
This is the exciting stream thing. If you want to watch me,
just click the button. You got it. There we go.
Yay!
Right. So you're gonna remove all cover here, I think, for them as well, which is gonna be great.
Well, at least it will move Overwatch. So I can
and then the rest of the squad can move up and take him out.
Fire!
Oh.
No, I did move into range.
Oh, you moved into range. Oh, never mind. We're worth it. I've got a very strong arm. Well, there we go. Right. Oh, there was a 4th one as well.
Scratch.
So you actually damaged. Oh no, he's just down there. So okay, he's exposed, and those 3 are on sort of pretty much half health.
I have got. Can I shoot you from there?
Yeah, that sounds like a sensible. Yeah, that was good. That was good. There we go. Nice work.
I appreciate the screams they make. Here.
I know I've been called out for my back seat, my side seat, sort of strategizing. I should let you do it, Paul. I'll let you do it your own way. I will say nothing else. I'm joking.
Stop making me second guess things. I'm going to move this one behind cover, I think.
Okay.
It's going to be the safest option. I'm going to use his teleport to give him a little bit more movement.
Cool. So you just teleport the inhibitor up, and now you can move from here, right? So
yeah. So can I reach? Can't reach anyone melee-wise.
Sadly, that grenade seems to have knocked them quite a way back, which is good and bad.
I mean, whose idea was it to use it? Oh,
I would never have done that. I don't know why you picked doing a grenade, Paul.
Okay. Don't think this is going to reach anything.
Ooh,
oh, I can't.
Yeah,
I've got
there
one.
we go.
Bullet to the face.
I mean,
I like that he had his little hand up, giving us a little wave as he died.
Yeah, he's gone. So we're down to there's 2 left, right?
Yes, but I positioned the Purgator in a terrible place, so I'm literally just going to spend my time moving him up.
Okay.
He'll be exposed, but it's fine.
I would expect grenades in this. I think.
Yeah,
If I was a filthy chaos
Yeah,
cultist,
time bomb.
there we go. So we've got time bomb coming in. I wonder if the other one's going to do pinned. Oh, I've got to reload.
And that's just rude.
Pathetic.
Okay. So we've got 2 more locations to check, but our warp surge is now at 70%, Paul.
That's fine. That's a perfectly safe and viable number. Okay, I can't really do anything without being shot, so I'm going to move. What?
Nothing,
No.
Paul. You're absolutely right.
No, go on.
I'm just saying there's other Marines you could move first. Other Marine Knights you could move first rather than moving that one.
I
What is
mean,
your
if
will?
you want to use actual common sense and logic, sure.
I mean, you
I
could.
can show this ability.
Yes, yes. This is why I love this particular unit. So this is.
Actually, I'm targeting the wrong one. I should target the one with Overwatch.
Yeah. And then that should remove Overwatch, right?
If I kill them.
Surprise. But they have another action point, so it's goodbye from
Oh.
him. There we go. Excellent work.
And because I killed someone, I get to hit them again.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
And that is why the Interceptor is one of my favourite characters. Okay.
I'm going to move them here. And let's put their Aegis shield on.
Cool. So we cleared out that squad. We need to get out of that blast radius, but we can also form up. So that's 2 birds, right, Paul?
Yeah, let me just noodle the camera here. I'm going to put this one there.
Here comes our apothecary. Who's that? Purgator.
It's going to go here.
As you will.
And we're going to stand our thing there. Move him. One thing I should point out, the time bomb, you can actually target and blow it up if you want to.
Is that going to? Oh, I thought it might reach the part of the environment there
quite.
as well, but didn't quite reach it. So we know there's something in that room, there's something out there, and there's something just outside the, in front of me, I think. Oh, warp surge. What are we getting?
Oh, phew.
That's actually not a bad one, to be fair. So that's -1 willpower for the rest of the mission. That's probably one of the tamer ones
Yeah,
you could have got.
I should give a little bit of explanation. We did a playtest before the stream just to make sure things were working fine and everything, and I got a warp surge that covered literally everywhere that I was in Deadly Plague.
Yeah, so that was it wasn't great. It wasn't great. And also just a few reminders. You should have started receiving some of your Twitch drop stuff. Please remember to claim your Twitch drops. If you just joined us, this is our first playthrough of a mission for Chaos Gate Daemonhunters, available on PC and on Steam and on Epic, May the 5th. So you're joined with the mighty Paul, who's in mid-mission, and I'm Arthur. So Paul, where are you going? What are you doing? What's your next
Also,
move?
quick reminder, now that you mentioned the Twitch drops, make sure to connect your Twitch and your Steam/Epic by creating an account at twitch.frontierstore.net. You'll need to create a Frontier account in order to connect the drops and the game account, but you don't need a Frontier account to play Chaos Gate.
Someone's asked a question. Carry on, Paul. Sorry. Someone's asked a question about does every Grey Knight wear Terminator armor? No, they don't. They don't all wear Terminator armor. But you can unlock Terminator armor in the game, and it does a lot of adds a lot of benefit, a lot of armor, obviously. This is a bold move.
I'm having flashbacks, but it's fine.
So you're stacking up on the door.
I'm going to place them.
Someone asked, is hunting demons family friendly? I probably wouldn't call it a family affair, just because it can be quite gruesome.
The family that slays together stays together.
Wee, nice. Okay, so that little symbol there is the seed carrier is in that room, Paul.
Yep.
So remember, gently and strategically and surgically remove.
Right.
Okay.
I've got my apothecary.
Yeah.
There's the chance I could get a critical and get it, but there's also a chance I might just end up killing it. I'm going to try and be vaguely sensible and wait. And as soon as I say the words wait, I immediately regret my decision. I might be able to go critical with a hammer. Now, again, let me, as we mentioned earlier from this thing, Vikir, the Inquisitor, wants us to collect the seeds so that she can research them. But our mission is to eradicate all the seeds. Now, we have to collect a seed with a precision critical strike. So,
And you're choosing a hammer for this.
I'm choosing a hammer for this. And the moment you said that, I automatically realised that perhaps this was not the intelligent move.
Paul, I have all the faith in the world for you in this one. I believe you can do it.
I'm going to hit another one in the face with a hammer.
Oh, okay. Oh, I thought you were... Oh, okay.
Doors have no meaning to a grey knight.
I've just realised that's my character you've sent in there, isn't it, Paul? Yeah. Brilliant. Brilliant. Right, okay. So that's me in the midst of all of these enemies.
Oh, you got smacked.
Yes, I got... So, again, very much taking a cue from the table. If you try and disengage or move past an enemy, they will get a free strike at you. But, because I'm in that room now, annihilating everything that moves, I'm gaining action point and willpower back by essentially executing all the heretics in that room. You're welcome.
I'm going to position this one here. I'm going to be incredibly boring, and I'm going to age a shield.
Well, you can't shoot the
I mean, I
seed
can,
carrier.
but
We
then
can,
Vikir
but I
will
mean,
tell
we're
me
going to try and get Vikir a seed, right? We won't be for the want of trying. Or you may be able to get one with the. This could work.
They do have an increased critical chance.
You do have an increased critical chance. I reckon you could go for it, Paul.
Let's see what happens.
Would 4 strike give you a better chance? +1 crit damage.
Yeah, I mean, but it sounds cool.
Let's
So
do
let's
it.
do
Let's
that.
do it. Oh, we're zoomed in.
Yes!
We have it. Good.
My commendations
Nailed
to
it.
that knight. Return with that seed as soon as you can.
Normally
The
she
only
tells
thing
me
is-
off.
Yeah, normally she tells you off. I mean, you chose a sword over a hammer, so I guess it's got more precision, which is fine. So we still got an action point left, I think?
They've got the option to move, so I'm going to move them forward. I've just
okay.
immediately noticed that there's an enemy right there, and that I have the eyesight of a sandwich.
The eyesight of a sandwich. That's not a phrase I've ever heard in my life, but I'm fully committed to using later on. Okay, so now we have to remove these groups.
Because they stood by a thing. Oh, I need to move.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Oh, it's not fair.
You can just move back a bit, right?
I can.
Moving now.
But I really wanted to just shoot him. Let's do it here. And take this! Yeah, that's what you get.
And then we still have another action point, I guess, so you can just finish them off. So we've still got another group of heretics to find and wipe out, and then we have to extract, right?
Yes. We have this group over here. So I'm going to move this forward, which might be a mistake, we'll find out.
It hasn't stopped you in the past, Paul, and I don't think it'll stop you now, so I'm...
The Emperor protects me.
Someone said you hit Arth. Arth was a heretic Arth was a heretic anyways. Never. Never.
Well, I mean, Space Wolves and Grey Knights do have a little bit of a tempered history.
They're not the best of friends, if my history serves me correct. But yeah.
I might actually, if we don't immediately get swarmed, show the apothecary in peace. Just because I've managed to hurt your character. Okay, so...
I'm seeing people noticing the tags on the channel. I'll have a look at that. I don't know if Zach can have a look at some of the tags. It's been fixed, I think. It's been adjusted. So there we go. Apologies for that. It was we left it on from the.
But it was the right
It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, the game is fine. Yeah,
Just so everyone's earning their Twitch jobs.
yeah, it's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
Okay, so I'm playing the apothecary here. Apothecary has the ability to heal your knights if you've chosen that sort of skill set. So I'm going to administer battlefield medicine on Arth here.
Yes, that's good. Heal me. Heal me, Paul.
You will be back to full fighting strength.
There we go.
And you'll notice that I did that by chainsawing you in the abdomen.
This is great.
And I'm going to put an Overwatch here, just in case they break through the window.
Yeah, so we know they're outside there somewhere. We've got a good position here, Paul, I think. 60% for another warp surge there, Paul, and I'm a bit worried about this one because we had a relatively tame one first time round, which means we're going to be limited. Oh, here they are. What have we got? Oh, we've got Plague Bearers.
No, we've got Poxwalkers.
Poxwalkers, sorry, I couldn't say it from up here. So Poxwalkers. So these are the
if we had
guys.
Plague Bearers, I'd be panicking.
Yeah. Okay, well, they're bunched up. So.
Can I reach that?
Oh, it looks like you. Oh no, he's
just
really
out my range.
Can you move to the other? No, I can't see anything.
I can, however, punch people in the face.
Okay. I mean, I'm racking up the kills in this mission. I'm not gonna lie. I'm quite happy with this.
It's such a satisfying
Such a
noise.
satisfying noise.
Oh, that one's a seed carrier. Not that it matters. We've already got one.
Well, let's get another one. Let's get another one. Use the hammer. See how successful the hammer is on getting a seed. I can do it.
Let's fine. Let's 4-strike him. That probably won't help, but let's see.
The bloom has been contained, but I sense more of Nurgle's minions on the
No, I definitely didn't get the seed from that one. That one is gone. So now, the problem we have to extract. So at this point, there's some warp rifts that are opening up, and the forces of Nurgle will be pouring forth to stop us.
Yes.
And that's happening with the warp surge at 75%. So this is going to be a bit of a tense finish, I think, Paul.
There is no way anything can go wrong. I don't know what you're
Nicely
worried
done.
about.
Ah, beautiful. So you've selected both targets to attack there, and then you end up. Hello, friends. Nice move, Paul.
It's so strange to get you getting praise when playing this.
Paul, I've nothing but faith in you, Paul.
Just that
I
reach.
don't
No,
think
it
you're going to be
doesn't
in
reach.
range.
But I do know
Oh,
there's
look, we've got
a warp surge coming, so I'm going to place an Overwatch there.
Well, we've got yeah. So that's the rifts with it. You know they're going to come through. That's beautiful. So he had to run away. Might get a shot off on us. Don't like me, do they?
Foul heresy approaches.
So here we go. So we've got the enemy are rushing in now.
Ultimate punishment.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah, a bunch of Poxwalkers by the looks of it.
Yep. This week. Oh.
Oh no!
No. Yeah. I thought you may have got away with it, but
What do
no.
we get?
So now we've got.
Oh no!
It's right. It's fine. No. It's not over. It's not over. It's not over your. It's not over your units. That's great. But this basically limits if your units move through this now. They're going to be affected. They're kind of effectively pinning you in place.
But look, if I can hit one of those. Oh, I can't. They're just out of my
You'd like
reach.
to move forward though, right?
They're elevated.
Is there one square? Oh yeah. It's up to you, Paul. How much do you want to use it?
Oh, I really want to use it.
I know you do. I'm whispering. This is bad. I'm doing Chaos's bidding. I'm like, how much do you want to use it,
Can I
Paul?
hit anything that's way? No. If I'm gonna take the damage. And
So this is you're going to demonstrate,
hit that and use
Psychic
Psychic
Onslaught.
Onslaught.
and that will affect everyone in that area, right?
Except
So-
for that this one that is fine. Everything dies, everything dies.
There we go. So that was that 5 enemy units taken out there with one attack. And you've still got an attack to go, and you can sidebolt this guy.
Yeah.
So in effect, this one guy has turned up and just annihilated everybody.
And this is why Perpetrators are my friends. Can I reach?
Grenade, Mike.
Grenade.
Oh, you had. Yeah, that's probably the best you're going to do, I reckon.
Let's
Paul.
do that.
So we've got 2 turns to survive here, but as you can see there, used correctly, the units can really thin the numbers pretty quickly.
Yeah. And your Grey Knights are they're superhumans essentially, so they are tough. They are the danger on these when against
So
Chaos.
it's those glorious gibbons everywhere.
Overwatch here, I think.
So if you get a chance to use for my character, you may not, to be fair. He has the hammer hand, which is a chance to 100% crit, and you can select parts of the body. to hit. Which, if we don't do it on this playthrough, I might be able to get it a second mission depending on time.
Well, can I use it on this one here?
You might be. Yes, you can.
Let's watch that happen.
It may not because it's so low. Yeah, it's so low.
Well, he crit. He didn't precision kill.
Yeah. But that's fine. I mean, he had like 5% health left, that guy. So I don't think hitting him with the hammer was going to do him any favours whatsoever. So we're good.
I'm going to move.
All right.
This is our interceptor. Can I get you inside the building? Yes, I can.
What's your plan, Paul?
Well, I can't move them forward without them getting hurt.
So just set some Overwatch. Okay.
I'm going to set Overwatch and then I'll be able to teleport on the next turn.
That's cool.
Oh, they were in the plague and I didn't notice.
So this guy is going to... grenade? Yeah.
So that will sort of pin us, reducing our movement a bit. And then I expect one of them to throw a time bomb.
So how many got left up there? 4? 4 enemies left.
Well, that one's got a good shot.
All right.
It's just rude.
So we're taking a bit of sustained fire here. We've only got another turn to survive, and we should be fine.
So I can now teleport that one here.
And what are you going to do from here?
Can I shoot
Get this guy, and you get that guy.
Well, ideally I want to remove the Overwatch.
Yeah.
So if I Cybot him, I should be able to at least annoy him.
My focus fails me.
Ah.
No, I don't need to Cybot him, but I can just shoot him again.
This will remove the Overwatch, because it will remove him. And
his
head.
head's no
And
longer
his head.
attached, which
Yeah.
means his Overwatch has less advantage. Now, I could heal myself. I could just go and stab a man.
I mean, you could do both, could you not? How many action points you got, actually?
Yeah, I suppose I can.
I don't want you to err on the side of caution, Paul. I mean, you've been doing great so far. I mean, this is definitely... It's a different play style to mine. I'm a little bit more cautious than you, but, you know, glory to the Emperor. You're going to...
Let's take out... Let's go with this one. I know it's going to get me the playpen, but I've literally just healed, so I've got the most health out of those, so I'm going to take this
Moving
one.
now.
There we go. And I guess you could just use that as your side. I don't think he's going to have a shot on him, though.
It doesn't, sadly.
But I mean, he's low enough health. Surely he can melee that guy, right? He's not going to... That's...
Yeah,
he
I
can just punch
I can
him.
punch him with my poker.
You give him a little boot. See you later.
And I should now be able to shoot this
There
one.
we go. And then this will be, I guess, extracting out. Could be,
Ideally.
or teleporting out,
See
because I
if
think
the,
there's no more forces left.
Enemy has any more stuff they want to do. Put that there randomly.
Oh yeah, just...
And he's going to be hurt because he's stood in plague.
Yeah.
He's basically...
Who put him there, Paul, eh?
Oh, some crazy lunatic who has no care for his knights whatsoever.
There we go.
Put that there, and I'll also set that up just in case a water turns
The other
up.
thing to look at here is the map design as well. You'll notice that some of the maps will show elements of sort of Nurgle's corruption. As the planets are more and more corrupted, these maps will show more and more signs of corruption.
Yes.
So you might be able to play through. There might be several. I can't give too much away. There might be several story maps you play through at different stages, and they will look vastly different as Nurgle's grip is sort of increases. It looks like we should be. There we go. We're good.
Success!
Success. Never a problem. And you got the seed, which is great.
I got the seed.
You got the seed, so it's all good.
I am the best.
But that'd have been very difficult to do without using willpower.
Yes, I mean, it would. You could have done it, but you'll notice how several bits of willpower gave us a significant advantage. Particularly that lovely shot of the Purgator just wiping everybody out.
Cool. Okay, let's move on. I think we've got time to. I can do a playthrough, I think, whilst we're doing that. So
Yeah,
we're
well,
gonna.
I'll just show you the
Oh yes,
screen at the end
yes,
here.
that's important. One thing to note in a playthrough: if your Grey Knight goes down during a a mission, they will be down for I think it's 2 turns, and they'll get back up. If they go down a second time, then they're out. So you have to pay close attention. The Grey Knights are super tough, and they will get back up. But if all your Grey Knights are down, then obviously it's mission failure. But there is a chance to bring them back.
Yeah. So this is our mission reward screens. These are the things we could have got there. As you mentioned before, later on in the game, when the bloom starts to corrupt more worlds, you can actually do missions to reduce it. So you would see like -1 corruption, or if you do badly, you might see +1. But here you can see everything we've got. We gained 1 seed, so Vakir should be happy. And in this particular room, we gained some servitors, which you can use for rebuilding the Baleful Edict.
More about that later on. And then this is the important part, Paul. How are your Grey Knights feeling after this mission?
Let's have a look. This will be, so as I mentioned before, you earn requisition. These you get at the end of missions, you get to choose a bunch from. Now, you get to assign where those are going to get placed, but we won't get any right now because at the moment in the story, we're still essentially proven we're worthy of requisition, but in a little bit later it will be something we could choose.
And there'll be your points to spend as you choose. So
yeah,
we're not setting anything, that's fine. And here they all are,
so
looking pretty
good actually.
Up.
So these ones have light wounds, which are they're in orange. That means that they can be used again in a mission, but they'll have slightly reduced HP. If they were red, they would be, I believe it's critically wounded, and they will then be out until they have recovered that time, because they're essentially in the apothecary ward. I forget the name.
They're being healed.
They're being fixed.
The thing to remember here is this is where playing another layer to think about when you're doing your missions on a tactical level is having one of your, or in this case 3 of your squad wounded. Whilst it's not the end of the world, if you take them on our next mission, they don't have as much HP as the last time round. If you take them and they get critically wounded, they're out altogether, and you have to replace them. And then you're looking at, where do I spend my requisition? Do I spend it on getting another Grey Knight in? Do I have to spend my servitors in upgrading my apothecaries or to make them heal faster, etc., etc.? There's lots of things to think about depending on your playstyle. But you still it's successful, and none of them are out of action as such. Although I will note that I'm the most wounded, Paul.
I mean, I think that's fair. You'll notice also you can see the XP for these knights. As they level up, you get the skill points to increase the abilities in the tree. So you want to keep an eye on those, because the more missions they successfully take part in, the more XP they get.
Yeah, and you want to try and keep a balanced roster of Grey Knights at all times, because the campaign, Nurgle is making moves as you're making moves. And as the game progresses, what you don't want to do is end up with late game having a load of knights who you haven't been using and who don't have a lot of skills going up against some of the enemies you're facing. Because remember, this is still early game. The enemies you're seeing there are early game enemies, and they can still, if you don't play,
they can still hurt.
They can still hurt if you don't pay attention. If you plan badly. So later on, when you're facing Plague Marines and worse, you will definitely want to be having a very experienced squad of Grey Knights to field. Right, okay. So we mentioned that the game is released on PC, so it's Epic and Steam on May the 5th. You can pre-order, wishlist this now, and we do have whilst we swap over to the next save game, we're going to play a little trailer for you, which is for the Justicar edition. It's a really cool trailer with some really cool extra bits and bobs. So I'll look over to my producer, Zach, for the day, and he's giving me a thumbs up. Okay, we'll catch you in 2 seconds.
As chaos descends on the galaxy, it falls to humanity's finest weapon to face the coming threat. Garen Crow, champion of the Order of Purifiers, incorruptible to the temptations of the ruinous powers, a flawless soul entrusted with one of the Order's most heinous possessions, the Black Blade of Antwyr. This demonic weapon houses an entity that incessantly coerces and tempts its owner, promising untold power. Only safe in the hands of the Castellan, the Guardian wields the blade to dispatch demonic foes without mercy. Chaos Gate Daemonhunters. Pre-order now.
There we go. Awesome. So that's the Castellan edition featuring Garen Crow. I won't go into too much detail, but he will be available to be picked up some point in the campaign. And he's a really cool individual character with a very cool skill tree.
And he has the Black Blade of
Antwer. Yes, the Black Blade of Antwer.
Very, very spangly weapon. It's his gear and stuff is unique to him as well. And if you get the Castellan edition, you also get the soundtrack, I believe, which...
Oh, the remastered...
The soundtrack of Chaos Gate, which is hopefully you can hear from the game, is very spangly.
Yes. Okay, cool. So just conscious of the time, I'm going to jump into... It's the same sort of mission, so you can see it on screen now. So this is it's going to be a different planet, so Ferrogar. This is Ferrogar Prime. And the same deal, seed carriers, but you can see here rewards are slightly different. And we're talking more about grimoires and stuff later on, but not for this particular mission. Kill 8 enemies with ranged weapons. I'm going to accept
doable.
this as a glorious deed. So should I fail, I will be -1 requisition. Should I win, or should I achieve it, it's +2. So kill 8 enemies with ranged weapons, with a ranged weapon. Okay.
Just going to quickly in chat answer a question about Garen Crow. He can deploy with your knights. You're not going to send him out on his own. Yeah, you can use him with everybody there. And also someone is noticing that I said the Black Blade of Antwerp, so apparently Garen Crow is now Belgian. Oh no!
There we go. I'll give you the same class you gave me, Paul. There we go.
Righty-o.
Okay, do we have some names from chat?
Yep, just very quickly. Jex on YouTube. Warhammer 40,000 Chaos Gate Daemonhunters will be available on Steam and the Epic Game Store on 5th of May. Pre-order now! But yeah, names in chat.
Pick one for our... I can't see my class, I picked Purgator, I think.
We have a Barry.
Barry.
You've written Basri.
Barry the Purgator. Brilliant. Barry Thor.
Someone wants to call them Zinch. I think that's a little bit heretical.
I will never.
So do you want to change their weapon so they can have the lovely pre-order ones? So you go to ranged and Psycannon.
And it's this one, isn't it? Okay.
These are the examples of the Twitch drops you can earn from watching these streams. You unlock them sequentially. So if you watch all of the streams, including our launch stream on the 5th of May, you can unlock 7 items in total, including the Test of Faith, which is very appropriately named Psycannon. You need to make sure you claim your drops when you earn them during Twitch in order for the timer to start on the next one. And you need to go to twitch.frontierstore.net to connect your Twitch and Epic game accounts to your Twitch accounts. You will need a Frontier Store account to do that, but you don't need a Frontier Store account to play Warhammer 40,000 Chaos Gate Daemonhunters.
Cool. And I need a name for our interceptor.
Chat, give me a name. Speak to me. Speak. I am not going with Solo Wing Pixie. Jeff. We've got a Jeff.
Jeff. Well, this is the most exciting group of Grey Knights I think I've ever fielded. Right, okay, next. And finally we have our Apothecary, which is just here. I always struggle with that, I can't say.
Apothecary.
Right, character.
Morgoth is the suggestion for the Apothecary. Morgoth.
Okay, so can you spot the odd one out? Like that? Okay, so we've got, just to be clear here, chat, we've got Paul, Barry, Jeff, and Morgoth.
I mean,
right.
that sounds like a perfect Friday night,
All right.
let's be honest.
We're going out. Here we go. So we're going in. So that's us leaving.
Most goth ever. Yes, ever, yes.
Morgoth. Fantastic. So that's us teleporting down.
Character called Morgoth.
Oh, did you?
Story, yeah.
How'd they get on?
They died.
Yep, good. Yeah, that's great. It spares a lot of bodes well for our Grey Knight then. Okay.
Commander Jorge, love that ship. That is the Baleful Edict. That is your strike cruiser.
At the start of the game, the Baleful Edict is not in great shape. I won't tell you why.
Destination located. The Court of the Seven Miseries has been spotted within this war zone.
Nurgle's minions clearly seek out places where death and decay are most rampant.
More fuel for the fire of the bloom. We must stop the seeds from taking root here. Commander, Your brethren must recover one of these seeds from a living host. I have trained your warriors to focus their senses. If they perform a precision strike in hand-to-hand combat, they should be able to locate and extract any seed present within the foe.
Alright, so we're actually in an active war zone, which is pretty cool. So you can see by the background that's going on that things are happening.
So chat says, which of these are secretly chaos infected? Barry, Jeff, Morgoth? It could be anyone.
Yeah, it could be any one of them.
Although I should point out that Grey Knights are incorruptible. So
They are
they're
incorruptible, yeah, so
fine.
that'll be fine.
Will the maps be random? Yes, to a degree. There will be some story ones, but there will be a bunch of random sort of things. Oh, that is a thing we didn't go into. Randomization of targeting. There is no sort of random chance when it comes to fighting an enemy in Chaos Gate. If you go up and you're going to hit someone, you will know if you're going to successfully hit them or not. Because you're a Grey Knight, you'll know, you've got the tactics and skill to say you can do that. So after you're currently trying to put everyone tactically behind a building, you're not charging straight in.
No, do you know what, Paul? I've decided not to go for the Paul way of doing things, which is to attack everything.
That seems
Here we go.
like a risky move, but there we go. XX Krogith XX. Are there other chapters you can play, or is this one focused on the Grey Knights? You are playing as the Grey Knights. You're specifically the Grey Knights of the Baleful Edict.
There you go. I play slightly different to you. I have a way of playing these games of just I try and keep my squad alive, Paul. That's what I try and do. I'm saying this now, right?
I mean,
I'm saying
sure,
this now.
if you want to be really basic.
I mean, sure. I mean, I'm just trying to keep everyone alive, Paul. I want them to get home to their.
Chat says you're a turtler.
Do you know what? That is how I play a lot of strategy games, but that's why I win, chat. So, right, let's bring you up. Cool.
I did see a question in chat about how many knights we can bring into battle. I believe it's 4 is the specific amount. Yeah, but you'll be able to upgrade your knights and make them sort of more powerful, so you'll never feel like 4 just isn't enough.
No, I mean, you showed in that last mission, Paul, it looked like you were heavily outnumbered. I'm going to move up slightly slower now.
Nothing.
Aha!
Fucking commander.
See? Caution!
Sure.
But now they've done this thing. Right, who have I got here? I'm using Barry, our Purgator. Can you reach any of these guys?
Judge Fred, you are fighting against the forces of Nurgle, because Nurgle is currently trying to corrupt the Terre sector with the boom.
Can I get any of you? I can get. Right, I'm going to try this. I'm going to do a you, Paul. I'm going to go straight in with you.
I like that the Leroy Jenkins run is now being referred to as doing
I'm using the hammer hand on this individual to see what we get. So I'm hoping we might get a. No, Paul, you did a good job. Good job, Paul. Right.
Well, they didn't have any seeds, so
they did not.
You're fine.
So here's the apothecary. Can we get you to? No, this is.
Are there negatives for not doing the Critters objective? So the seeds you can use for research. So the more seeds you have, the more you can do research-wise. So that's the risk you have there. But there's no, other than a resource, there's no sort of penalty for doing it. Remember, your Grey Knight's trying to wipe out heresy, so you don't have to, in that regard, confirm to the Kyr's whims.
So that knocked that unit into another piece of explosive scenery. So a nice little chain reaction there for you, Paul, which is great.
That's what I like to see.
And then we've got Jeff. We've got Jeff, our interceptor. So can we teleport?
Icelander says that knockback is so satisfying. One of my favourite things this game is the sort of the ragdoll stuff that happens, and it can be very satisfying to watch what happens.
There you go. Beautifully done.
He's half the man he used to be.
He's half the man he used to be. Paul, I will always be here for your quips. So I'm confident because I know that I'm not going to miss. So I'm going to move the Purgator up. I'm going to Barry the Purgator up. This guy's now been knocked out of cover, and it's a nice. Don't need to do Psychic Onslaught. I can just take him out. So there we go. He's He's gone to pieces, isn't he? Right, okay.
Chat says, remember the ranged attacks? I think you proved that you do remember them.
Yep, there's a ranged attack there. The grenade counts as a ranged attack as well, I believe. Well, it might count as explosive, actually, so I need to be careful.
The grenade?
Yeah.
No, that counts
So
as a
okay.
grenade attack. So
Okay,
you specifically need to use your ranged weapon, so your Storm Bolter or the Psy Cannon.
All right, okay. Let's bring Purgator up.
Captain Flint says these kill sounds are way too juicy. I think you'll find the perfect amount of juicy.
Yeah.
At your service.
Right, let's get my squad in line.
Samurai 304, yes, you've got. You can take 4 squads with missions, but you can have a larger roster, so you can customize your Grey Knights to have different roles. So you can have a Purgator who specializes in Psy Cannon, a Purgator who specializes in the Silencer, and so on. Will there be stealth missions? Not really in the Grey Knight.
Yeah, it's not in the playbook
The
really.
horse.
I mean, they are, 9 to 13 foot tall. Very hard to be stealthy.
If there are no witnesses, then technically you have been stealthy because there's no one to point out where you've been.
I mean, that's one way of looking at it. Yeah. Right. So we have the high ground. High ground. Right.
Gambalowski, I don't quite understand how to
Praise the
position
Emperor.
strike for siege snatching. You want to focus on attacks that increase your sort of critical chance. You want to use melee
Seeking the
and
taint.
ideally some of your force
searching.
powers to increase the chance. And you can also later on you can upgrade things to give you a better chance of extracting seeds and stuff. So I believe the apothecary can actually improve their Narfesium skills to be able to extract seeds.
Right. I'm going to take. I can't hit this guy. Is there nothing there for the environment? But we need to start getting some of these ranged attacks in. So let's start. He's going to die next turn, so that's great.
You don't need to waste the sidewalk for it.
No. Cool. Who do we have here? The Justicar. That's you, Paul.
That is
So let's
indeed me,
get
so let's make
you-
sure they're nice and safety.
So again, I'm looking at the line. So see my move point here. It says these 2 lines that are coming off that move point tells me the 2 enemies I'll be able to strike from range up here. Worryingly though, none of the ones that I can strike are the ones that I want to hit. Because the ones that I can strike appear to be the melee units. When really, oh no, he's a melee. No, 1 range unit down here. So he's the guy I kind of want to get rid of.
Well, if you go into the Poxwalkers, don't forget that they can also have the growing ability to summon more Poxwalkers.
Yeah, I'm not overly
So you
worried
could
because they're
find
below
stuff
us at the
around
minute. They're a little bit further away. So can we target this guy? I can. I don't know my Psychic Onslaught on him though.
Well, I don't think you'll hit anyone with Psychic Onslaught other than him.
I just want to take them out of the game though, Paul. That's the thing.
But that's not the. Oh,
No.
Actually.
I'm going to get for this guy. I'm going to do Psychic Onslaught and I'll just kill him.
Remember in chat, when you gain your chip shots, claim them so that you can start the timer on the next one.
Right. Let's line them all up. I'm going to do a. Can you hit anyone up here? You can.
Well, what about the one at the. That's not it.
No, it's not.
But what about the one at the back?
I don't know.
Oh, no,
it's
not
too
quite
far
within
away.
range.
But we can do some of this. Let's. Because I reckon the Poxwalker's going to come running in.
Yeah, well, they're melee attack, so that's really their option. Slow Dogo, how long is the game? Like, how many missions? Lots.
It's a long game. Like there's a whole system which we'll show you in another stream. You have to plan your attacks. There's how you do the research. There's your squad you have to upgrade. There's a whole plot line. There's the Morbus clock we haven't spoken about.
Yeah.
This game has a lot going. You will get a lot of hours out of this, and I think it's fair to say no 2 playthroughs I think will be the same for you because of just the way enemies spawn in and your squads and your builds and stuff. So you're going to get plenty out of this.
And didn't disrupt your Overwatch, which is good.
That's fine. I'm hoping he puts a grenade out. Yeah, because we can still. That's not going to bother me. That's fine. You do that, mate. You do you. You're going to get murdered. Perfect.
And that should count for your range kill as
Yep.
well.
And this guy's got to. Oh, there's some behind us, Paul.
Oh, no.
Okay.
My
So we're
blade
pinned,
is
which means our movement is now limited. So I need to be very careful about how I'm doing this. Can I see? I can see you from up there. Fine. Let's move you there. And then let's give you the good news.
Oh, it's behind cover. That's
Behind
the issue.
cover.
I mean, you could start firing at the cover to try and remove it.
I could do that, Paul. Let's see what else we can do here.
What is your will?
He's not pinned, I don't think. How far can I teleport to? Here?
You probably teleport down there.
Won't get that far.
You won't get that far, no.
How? Where's this? There. Get
Try,
there.
try there.
Let's get around there.
With alacrity.
There was a question in the chat that I missed, so people asking how noob-friendly this game is. So the thing is about this one is you are Grey Knight, so you are the best of the best. So you'll definitely have a period of time to adjust and learn how to be sort of good at it. That's not to say that it doesn't get challenging a bit later. You will face some of the strongest minions of Nurgle. But I'd say it's pretty noob friendly. If I can survive missions, you can survive missions.
Also remember, there's various difficulty settings within this game to play through. To the ultimate setting, which is only one save. So there's plenty of ways to play this game, and it does encourage you to sort of learn as you go along.
Yeah.
And there's a tutorial which we aren't showing you, and which talks you through the basics and gives you an idea of like some of the stuff you can do within the game. But yeah, it's a game that will be quick to learn, and it will take you a long time to master, because there's a whole different like meta of this game of like learning your builds, learning how you're going to be sort of deploying your Grey Knights, and then there's the research stuff and all the rest of it. So yeah, it's
and just to confirm to the man formerly known as Commenting Is What I Do, fantastic name on YouTube. There is Iron Man mode options. You can enable full-on permadeath if you really hate your game.
There we go. So I have a little Overwatch crossover there, Paul, and that's eliminated those guys. So still no sign of but the Curse of the Bloom. What have we got there? You're -1 hit point. I've worked so hard not to get wounded, and the Curse of the Bloom gives me -1 hit point. Wow. I'm taking that as a sign as Nurgle's worried, mate. That's the way I see it. Right. Did I see? Yeah, there's some over here, and there's some over here. So annoyingly, we've got a long way to trek here. All right, let's move up. Let's get.
Yes, Commander.
Rider Fury, the Bloom, sort of the more abstract stuff go in later, is a sort of a time limit thing, but you do have the option to affect it. But we will go into that more in a future stream.
So different streams we're going to be doing on the route to launch. We're going to showcase various elements of the game, squad setups and stuff like that, and some different types of missions as well. So you don't want to ruin too much, because there's a lot going on in this game.
I'm just going to explain the entire plot.
Yeah. Give us 5, and we'll give you an entire rundown of the whole game. But yeah, let's just bring this whole squad up. Let's take out this little cluster over here. Okay, and let's have just a little bit of cheeky Overwatch. And the bloom rises. All right.
Blooming rising.
Right, where's my Purgator? Is it Barry the Purgator?
Yes, Commander.
Barry, yeah, Barry the Purgator. That's great. Let's get you up on this corner park. It's a good vantage point, I think, for you, Barry. It is.
To hear the Great Knights need, but not the one they deserve.
There are no seed carriers here, I don't think. It doesn't look like.
Jonathan.
Oh,
Key,
there is. There is a seed
play
carrier.
as the Grey Knights, so you are not. You can't be played as bad guys. But you know, is anyone really good in the 41st Millennium?
Well, it's
questionable.
Oh no, what am I doing? What am I doing, Paul? What am I doing here? Ranged attack. Can I get any one of these? Can I get him?
No, I don't think so.
I don't get him either. Ah.
You
No.
can't get him either.
Great.
Can you not move forward a bit?
Oh, he's got 1 action point left, Paul.
Well,
So-
actually, you've got a grenade,
I have.
and
Ooh.
you see they're in a bunch of black goo.
They are. So I reckon, Paul, I'm just conscious that seed carrier's there, and I don't know if he stood in the. Oh well, we got to see the previous mission, didn't we? So Vicky will have to just get over it. Yep, she's going to be... There we go. So that's the environmental effects we're talking about. That grenade was particularly effective, igniting the fire and burning the heretic, as they said. And he's still got action point left, right? So I'm just going to put you on Overwatch, just down here. Should have put the shield on, really, if I cared that much. Right, let's get my Grey Knight down here. 2 here. This explodes, but confident this will be able to should be in range of this guy. Do we think? Yeah. Don't decide about it, so we just shoot him. Anyone keeping track of how many we've got ranged?
You've got a little one in the top hand left-hand corner, shows you how many more you need.
There we go. Kill 4 enemies left. We can do this. We can definitely do this.
I believe in you.
Got to kill this guy. Who am I? This is Morgoth, the Apothecary. So I'm going to again put some Overwatch on over here. And I need to teleport you. Can we get you anywhere? Don't want to run through the fire. That'd be bad, Paul. Just teleport here. That's by an explosive element, so I need to be very careful about. I want to see if I can just get a shot in on this guy. I don't think I'm going to be able to, you know.
Probably not.
Can I get in?
You don't want to stick Overwatch on either because you.
Oh, so I can actually click on the units and that will tell you a little bit. There you go. So this will tell you all a bit about the units that we're facing. So very early level. So it gives you all the mutations they might have. This will change, I guess, to the strain based on the planet you might be facing, and etc. etc. All the information over here and some of their abilities. Hunker down and Overwatch. This guy has. So, all right. So I'm just going to put this guy on Overwatch. I think I have got a grenade. But
if you stick him on Overwatch, there's a chance you will fire at the.
I know.
sea carrier.
I know. But do you know what? I said Vikir's. We've already got 1 seed for Vikir. She's got to stop moaning. Right, Paul. Can you get to this guy? No, you can't. Can you get here?
You can get there.
All right, let's get you there. So you have got a grenade.
I wouldn't waste the grenade.
No, but I am gonna. I mean, they are both going to die if they move into this.
Yeah.
Let's see what they do. Well, that might do me a favour. Okay, that's fine. This is also fine. The bloom rises. This is you, Paul. Can I get, this is you'll be out of the range there, I think.
Yeah, if you go up there, you go up there.
I'm going to do the hammer strike though, because I like this. It's confirmed.
Moving out. For the Golden Throne.
And I'm going to use the hammer, because I believe the hammer can do it, Paul.
Sure. No, go for it.
I believe the hammer can do it.
You do you.
Yes, we have it.
No,
Told you.
fine.
Told you.
No.
Just pop that seed out like a walnut.
That seed as soon
No
as you
problem.
can.
No problem. Let's run you around this way, I think,
Yeah,
Paul.
don't run into the fire.
Let's put you there. And then I'll give you some Overwatch over here, because I believe that other group is coming up behind us, correct?
No, I don't think they are.
No, they're not? I thought they were over here somewhere. Yeah, they are.
They are, but I don't think they're going to get you from there.
They might not, but it's best to err on the side of caution, Paul, you know? Let's get Barry over here.
And Radio Fury says, hammer bonk never fails.
Okay, that'll do. Just move the squad over this way. They're a little bit exposed, my squad, at the minute. I'm not overly comfortable with this.
Dakar Boys, this is coming out on 5th of May on Steam and the Epic Games Store. PC. Karumba wants the next stream to have Arf in MC Hammer baggy trousers.
Nobody wants that. Trust me, nobody wants that. Can we get, yeah, right, okay, we're relatively formed up. Only you're exposed, Paul, and I'm okay with that.
I see how it is. I see how it is.
I love the environmental damage in this.
I'm
Here
still
they
a
come.
big fan of how they open doors.
Yeah, I mean,
I could
why,
use a handle, but why?
if you're a carpenter in the 41st Millennium, why bother with handles? Just is pointless, right? Right, here we got here. Let's get you up.
As you command.
Let's confirm that. The reason I'm playing it a little bit more cautious now is because I'm just down to 3 of my knights because Paul is some way behind us at the moment.
I like how you're playing. You still find a way to blame me.
I'm not blaming you. I'm not, you did it, Paul. You went and got the seed. You went and got the seed. You did the Emperor's work, my friend. The Emperor, who I'm sure is very pleased that people think he is a god in the 41st Millennium. I'm sure it's not entirely what he fought for. Right, here we go. So you're running up. Cool.
No jump for me there.
Oh, we're getting close to that bloom as well. It's another reason why I want the squad reformed, because when the bloom comes in...
Affirmative.
Right, we'll come back to see what needs to be done. They're over here somewhere, right? Yeah, they're there. Okay, so this should give me a good vantage point. What squad? Barry, Jeff. I love it. I love it. Just going to run you a bit closer, Paul. Right. The bloom rises, so we're going to get... Oh, 95. we missed it. We missed it.
On the edge of apocalypse.
That's fine. That's fine. It's all fine.
I am here to serve.
Right, they're just down the bottom there. When I get one action point... Who is this? Oh, he hasn't got a grenade.
You might be able to get a shot in, though. There are a bunch of explosive things around.
Yeah, also around me, though,
I
Paul.
wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't stand there, but maybe you could stand somewhere in range. So you just need to be able to see them, and then hopefully they'll move to places where you can cause.
Let's use the
delightful
Interceptor.
carnage.
Let's use the Interceptor. Let's teleport there. There we go. So we've got 2 have gone wide, and we have a load that. And there's a. Are they next to something that explodes, Paul?
They are next to something that explodes. It's my new theme tune.
I don't really want to waste this grenade, to be honest.
Are you able to move them? You could
I
move
could.
And shoot.
Let me just come back. I'm trying to be
ready.
super. Is that a shooty thing? That's a shooty thing.
That's a
isn't
shooting thing there, but he doesn't quite have the reach for it.
Does my Purgatory? Does Barry have the range?
No, but if you moved him down, Barry would be able to get it, I think.
Should we move him to here?
Try there.
Yes, sir.
It might technically also be covered, so you might not be able to hit from this
Don't know.
angle.
We'll see.
Yeah, it's covered from this angle. But you could. Can you shoot any of those people? Or are they totally blocked? So you could hit that and hit them with these.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. It's worth it. All right, so now we've got 2 turns to get out, but I've also got a few.
So Chatter said, that guy has a seed. Why not take the chance to be better than Paul and capture both?
Like, I saw an opportunity there to murder a lot of heretics, and I took it. Right, so let's move Barry into some cover. Not cover that's going to explode, though. Oh no, I pressed the wrong. I overclicked. It even gave it a chance, so I've moved him up. I put him on a pedestal now to literally be shot at. Let's bring the Apothecary down. He's going to be. I think we're going to take some fire here, regardless, but we can still do our best. My worry is. Oh, he's all the way back there. Let's do it. I'm going to take a leaf out of your book, Paul.
Yep.
I'm going to be brave. Immediately dies.
Be brave, be strong.
Right, let's just get this guy in the way. Nice, and then let's get him around this corner, if we can.
You can't quite get him round, but you can get him to.
Oh,
there.
I could get him an Overwatch though.
That is true. You know what?
Let's see how this one pans out. Oh, let's get Paulius Maximus Decimus Meridius back in the fight. Because I'm conscious there's a squad that's going to appear over here next to you, and also I think this is warp surge time, right? He's nearly gone, but I think he's going to get a round off. All right, that's okay.
I sense the enemy converging.
You think?
Brothers, stand ready.
Oh, one of those. So that's a slightly different cultist that has a more powerful ranged
Heavier
weapon.
And what's the warp surge? What are we getting? Miasma of Frailty. A zone of weakness appears for the next 3 turns.
But it hasn't appeared on you,
which
so
is great.
That's good.
This is all good. Right, okay, so we really need to work out what I'm doing here. Right, I've got a squad of people over here. I've got a grenade, so... Pull. I want to go here.
Advancing.
Paul, you're going to throw a grenade. It's going to do a little bit of damage, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, as you're going to say, there's a... so if you right-click off, next to... See that sort of silo thing? If you look just behind it, you can see that whole area is covered in oil, back right there.
Here?
So if you were to throw something that would hit that, you would block off anyone being able to come down there.
So you're thinking, try and get the... but, Paul... But
or you can just hit them
I'm
for the satisfying
just going to hit them for the satisfying boom.
It might still hit.
It might. I think it might. But I might be wrong. Let's see. I'm wrong. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. We've damaged them, and that's fine. And you've still got...
hurt them, it's all good.
You still got some... you can still shoot. So let's kill this guy. Dude, I've just absolutely gibbed him. Right.
Dakar Boys, this is coming to PC on Steam and the Epic Game Store on 5th of May.
Where can I get to? 1. And you will be able to see both of them there. This is... I'm just conscious that I need to get... This group is sort of quite unhealthily spread out, and I need to... Oh no, I can't see them. I'm not going to hit him, am I?
Look like it.
Can I hit him? I've made a mistake here, chat.
You might still be able to come around and punch him in the face, though.
No, I think I can, mate. I'm just out of range of anything. I thought I could...
I think you might. Have a look. Right-click off the thing, and then... Yeah, see, you'll be able to punch him.
Oh, I will be able to punch him. Right, let's do that. Healed for 50 points.
You are healed. I have healed you.
All right, let's move this guy up.
Drops are only available during the live stream, so you unlock it watching all of this pre-launch campaign, including the launch on 5th of May. Don't worry if you don't get all of them. We may look at options to gain them again in the future. But right now, the pre-launch streams are the way forward.
Right, I'm just going to bring the squad together and try and deal with one group of enemies at a time. Because the map is not being my friend here. Let's see what happens. They've got to come through. That's fine. This guy is going to be a pain. That's fine. I'm okay with that. This guy's got to just peek. Just peek out, mate.
You have been judged.
Oh, he's run through the miasma. So.
You only have to hold for one more turn.
Hold!
Hold the line.
Oh, he's moved away, so that was that guy. Okay. Alright.
Your command.
Oh, Paul.
Can you hit him with a hammer?
That's what I'm...
Moving now.
Ah!
There we go.
Fantastic. So now we can decide what we want to do, Paul. We can stun them for one turn, or we can disable them with a ranged weapon. I'm going to disable the ranged weapon, Paul.
I mean, why would you say with the ranged weapon? I don't think that would be obviously just a really simple and boring animation. It wouldn't do anything interesting. Oh, that's how you disables their weapons.
He has no arm. It reminds me of that film.
Starship Troopers.
Yeah.
The enemy
cannot
cannot
press-
shoot you if you disable their hand.
We're not going to press that button if they cannot use their hand. Right, okay. This is my Purgator, so let's be very careful about what I'm doing here. Has he got a reload? He has got a reload. Oh, I've got two.
Should be okay.
Should be alright, actually.
Is that enemy in range for bullets? Yes, so you should be able to get him.
I think it's just killed them right at this point.
Yeah,
point in time.
you can psychically remove their brain.
I must rearm.
Okay, so he needs to reload. So I'll do that. And then I'll stick him on Overwatch just in case someone else wants to come around the corner.
Sick on YouTube says, but the Grey Knights could use some deeper voices. There's actually a range of
Yeah, there's a
voices
lot of
you
voices.
can choose. So there's a lot of customization in what that they can sound like. Might just get that one, possibly. No, it's just out of range. But you'll want to pick teleport rather than teleport.
Oh yeah, sorry. That is. You know what I'm going to do now, don't you, Paul?
Well, you can teleport right next to the one over there.
I could do, but I've only got one turn left, and I really want to use this grenade. So I'm going to use the grenade.
Fire starter.
There we go.
So just think the little energy firing and then blip, blip, blip.
Guy hit you with one arm, and then you just hammered him into oblivion. I mean, you're going to take some damage here. This is a bit silly. I shouldn't have just run all that way forward. You may take a lot of damage. Oh!
Oh! Oh, look at that! Oh!
It's all right. It's all right. You're going to be okay. There we go. Amazing. So, victory is ours. Paul, you were wounded severely,
I was.
which makes it a double victory for me. That's fantastic. And there we go. There's our mission complete. So we've done 2 seed extraction missions. It's going to see it through to the end of this to maximise people's chances for Twitch drops,
Yeah.
etc., etc. Because we're nice people. There's the squad. Paul, you made it back, but
Barely.
we also completed our glorious deed. So we killed 8 enemies with ranged weapons, so it's +2 requisition to us. 1 Grimoire, the corruption doesn't matter at the moment. Armory access is irrelevant because of the stage of the game we're at. And we now have a available requisition of 11. But of course there's nothing here for us to select. And you'll see these all knight slot, range slot, melee slot, armour slot, and war gear slot. So you can choose to spend your requisition on all of those things. But we'll talk more about that later on in another stream.
Just click confirm.
We're confirming that. We're not getting anything, thank you. And there we are.
Oh, look!
Paul
All
is
red.
Paul is critically wounded. That's a shame, but everybody else is fine, Paul. So you took the brunt of that, and you know, not all heroes wear capes. Some carry a very big hammer. Is it tread softly and carry a big hammer in Paul's case? So there we go. Okay, I think that's us done for our 2 missions. So Paul, thank you very much for being our co-commander. So it's a mission apiece, both victorious. I think you did better than me because you were wounded at the end of that, critically wounded. Chaos Gate Daemonhunters releases on PC May 5th on Epic and on Steam. There's the Castellan edition if you want to pre-order now. Stick it in your wish list. Just get it. It's going to be incredible if you love these sort of games. I'm sure this is giving you a brief overview. Paul, you've got some
and
bits.
if you pre-order now, you can gain access to the Relics of the Titan pre-order items that include the crystal hammer of Crystallix.
Yeah.
Its name, which is a very nice big hammer, and I can't remember its name off the top of my head, but a demonic grimoire which you can equip as war gear to your Grey Knights to give them
That's
a
a
buff.
critical chance,
Well,
I think it is.
A Grey Knight, they're single items. But yeah, remember with your Twitch drops, what you've done now will count throughout the whole campaign. So if you've had a timer on one but you haven't unlocked it just yet, don't worry. Just watch the next stream.
Yep, which is same time next week, right?
Same time next week. Remember to claim when they appear in the stream
chat. If you don't claim them, it won't count for your next ones. You have to claim them before they move on. Right. Okay. So we've shown you some basic missions. We'll be back next week with some a deeper look at another area of Warhammer 40,000 Chaos Gate Daemonhunters. I hope you've enjoyed that. I'm super excited for you to get your hands on this game. I'm a huge fan of turn-based strategy games. If anyone's ever followed me on social media, you'll know that. I am enamoured with this game. I absolutely love it to pieces. I'm sure you can see that when I play through it, and Paul too. So it's great to see you all. Paul, I'll see you next week.
Yeah.
Well, I'll see you tomorrow, but you know what I mean. And we'll catch you on the next stream. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.
I'm Andy Serkis, and I voice the character Varden Kai, a powerful Grandmaster of the Grey Knights in the up-and-coming Warhammer 40,000 Chaos Gate Daemonhunters. Warhammer 40,000 brings with it such a unique universe and a passionate fan base that it makes building your character in this dark, war-torn galaxy a fascinating experience. I hope you enjoy the trailer, and I'll see you aboard the Baleful Edict.
This is Inquisitor Cartha Vakir of the Ordo Malleus.
This is Grandmaster Vardan Kai responding, Inquisitor.
I have foreseen dire omens for this sector. Already Nurgle's poxwalkers roam free. I believe they are the symptom of a much greater cancer. The Grey Knights must purge this darkness, lest it swallow us whole.
Intriguing. However, the galaxy is full of unsolved mysteries. Proof is drawn from hard data, Inquisitor, which you have yet to provide.
I know where it came from, and now is the time to stop it, before this galaxy is consumed by chaos.
Such a blasphemous sight will not be unguarded. Let it not be said that the Grey Knights held back their hand against the tide of coming darkness. You are our burning blade in the dark.
I see it now. 5 great demonic entities tore into existence here, and now they lie in wait. We must destroy this foul place.
How desperate the Sigillite Legion has become. Behold my wrath.